Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Thank you very much for joining this presentation. My name is Dr. Bhaskar Dasgupta, and I work for Abu Dhabi's International Financial Center, which is Abu Dhabi Global Market. We are also a startup. We are our 6th year of existence, and we have grown hugely. So, and plus we have got a lot of great experiences and engagement with Africa. One of the things that I keep on saying is that our national airlines are Africa's national airline. We have perhaps the largest number of double tax treaties with Africa. So when the organizers connected to me and wanted to explore whether I can speak about fintechs and the opportunities for collaboration between Sudan and Abu Dhabi, I jumped at it. So what I'm going to do is to have a quick chat about what we offer to Sudanese firms, African firms, and fintech folks around the world. It should take about 15-20 minutes, and then, of course, I will end by showing how you can contact me. LinkedIn is obviously good. And yes, look forward to hearing from you. So let's start with the presentation. So thank you very much for your patience. As I said, I'm going to be taking you through a quick introduction of ADGM's fintech proposition. And to go back to talking about fintech, perhaps we have to go back into history and talk about the ex-president of UAE, the founding father, Sheikh Zayed. He was a very perspicuous man who knew about the future of the country. And he knew that a country which was dependent upon oil and gas cannot stay like that, and we had to diversify our economy. And he set us down the path of trying to create an ecosystem which is going to provide a diversified economy for the country. And we learned quite a lot from what people have done in terms of establishing financial centers. The first and foremost thing that when you want to establish a financial center is to make sure that you have the full support. And that's why, as you can see from the top, the board of directors is led by our executive chairman, His Excellency Ahmed Al Saib. He's also the UAE Federal Minister of State, and he's also the board member of our oil company. Besides this, we have membership from the Abu Dhabi Executive Council, from Mubadala, which is one of our sovereign wealth funds, from ADIA, which is another of our sovereign wealth funds, and the head of Department of Economic Development. So literally, you cannot ask for a better sponsorship at the board level. The second thing that we learned when we were setting up ADGM was that bring everything under the same umbrella. So we have, starting from the right, our own codes. So civil and commercial codes under English common law, which I'll talk about in a moment. Then we have the Financial Services Regulatory Authority, the FSRA, which regulates everything, whether you're talking about insurance, whether you're talking about banking, whether you're talking about fintech, whether you're talking about exchanges, broker-dealers, everything is under one roof. Then we have the Registration Authority, which is in effect the company's registrar. It registers companies, it regulates them, it looks after things like data protection, so on and so forth, and innovation, of course. And lastly, ADGM Authority, which looks after aspects of business development, strategy, marketing, comms, so on and so forth. So all the things under one roof, all the things. Now, that basically means we can move very, very fast, very, very, very fast indeed, and I'll show it to you. So because of this nature of being a startup and also coming up with new things, as you would note, we were the first jurisdiction in MENA to apply common law. This basically means that we have the only pure English common law jurisdiction between Singapore and London. We have the first private REIT in MENA. First comprehensive crypto asset regulatory framework in the world. We have, perhaps I would say, the biggest proper institutional digital asset jurisdiction in the world. We have our sandbox, the first regulatory sandbox. In terms of the number of people, we are perhaps the second largest after London. We have the first API framework here. We were the first to launch a calibrated VC framework, and now we have got almost about 25 VCs, and we are growing very, very rapidly. So these are firsts, and this is what it means. I mean, we are literally disrupting the market. And because of that, we have a full suite of services that we have got, whether you're talking about derivatives, whether you're talking about SPVs, family offices, international listings, REITs, funds. We already have got about 100 billion assets under management, exchanges, oil markets, commodities, you name it, growing very rapidly. So why ADGM? So 5 reasons. One is, as I already said, English common law. And operating under English common law actually provides you with the most and the best jurisdiction that can actually give you comfort, predictability, and consistency of legal decision making. So people are very comfortable in setting up businesses over here, or taking advantage of it, or dealing with firms who are over here. Second is international regulations. We are members of international associations like ISCO. So whatever we do is recognized globally. It's a proactive jurisdiction as well. I've talked about the new things that we have got, and we welcome people to come and talk to us if only we can do this. And we generally are able to resolve that. Ease of doing business. Very, very quickly rising up the ranks. I think one of the surveys recently was that we were 12th in the world for ease of doing business. And then there are the supporting factors, the 0% direct tax and complete freedom for remittance of profits. And that's built into law. For 50 years, there's not going to be any corporate taxes. Same thing with personal taxes. So for startups or wealthy people or any other business that want to do over here, you have the benefit that it's very tax efficient. The infrastructure is world class, absolute world class. But not just that, there are a few things that are pretty good. It's the second happiest city and country in the wider region. It is also the safest city in the world. And believe you me, when you're trying to do business and you're trying to bring up your family or your friends, it is unbelievable. So great place to be in. And as I mentioned, as far as Africa is concerned, we are perhaps the country with the widest network of double tax treaties. So that businesses that are set up over here are great. You come here, you raise money, you establish a business, you take that funding and your business model back to Sudan or anywhere in Africa. And you know that it's going to be protected and connected. I told you about the fact that between all the airlines that are operating from the UAE, I think it can very well be called as Africa's national airlines. So great place to do business when it comes to Africa. Now, I keep on talking about why this thing is growing so fast. I mean, on the screen, you'll see some of the names of the firms that are already here. So pretty much you're looking at full range of financial institutions, capital markets, corporates, professional service providers, family businesses, you name it. This is growing rapidly. We have now issued more than 4,200 licenses already, and it's growing very rapidly. But let's start talking about fintech. After all, that's why you are here for. So as I mentioned, we were pioneers, still are. We've got the ADGM laboratory. We have the VC manager framework. I talked about the digital assets and virtual assets framework. Digital banking. We can literally license you if you wanted to set up a digital bank, and robo-advisory, digital investment management, API guidance, what a lot of new things. This place is hopping when it comes to fintech. And then we have the platform. I would encourage you to actually attend this, if not physically, then virtually. Perhaps this is the biggest in the wider region. This year it's going to be held from November 22nd to 25th. The range of speakers that we have already lined up is extraordinary. From the chairman of NICE to pretty much all the CEOs of the banks. We have got almost about 110 investors tied up. We are selecting fintechs and paying for them to come over here. huge growth. Last year, we had 18,500 people attend, and it was virtual, yes. This year, we're going in for hybrid, and it's an extraordinary thing. The event is absolutely amazing. But there are other things that I talked about, and these are different ways that you can approach the platform. The first one is Hub 71, where it is perhaps, I would say, the richest in terms of both financing and facilities, tech ecosystems in the world. Then we got Plug and Play, which is the fintech accelerator that we have got, which has got about 40 fintechs. Then we have the Reg Lab. We had 86 applications for that. And then we have a digital lab, which I'll talk about more. And there are tens of firms there already. And Fintech Abu Dhabi and Fintech Challenges have got more than 650 fintechs who have worked on this. So what does this mean? This means that you have the ability to connect into a very wide network of financial regulators. If you get authorized or are operating in ADGM, you immediately have got the ability to leverage our MOUs and the GFIN network so that your application already has crossed the barriers. And if you're going into another jurisdiction after being over here, they say, okay, fine, ADGM has taken a look at it, so it makes it much more interesting. And the stars are showing you some of the jurisdictions that we are working with. So how can you come and join us? These are the 5 major ways that you can come in, and it depends upon what you folks are trying to do. The first one is the ADGM Regulatory Laboratory. And this is literally, if you've got truly innovative business models, then you are able to enter into the Reg Lab. It's not covered by our rule books. We will take a look at it. We will create it. We will help you grow, so on and so forth. But you might be a fintech. You might be a wealth advisor. You might be a digital bank. You might be a virtual asset exchange, in which case you will come in as a standard approved regulated firm. You might be somebody who's actually providing technology. It is a fintech, but it's providing technology, in which case you can take up a tech startup license, and these are for startups. But if you're a bigger one, if you are a core banking solution provider, then you will pick up a corporate technology license. And the last piece is the digital lab, which I'll talk about a bit more, where you can showcase your particular services and also sell to other firms that we have got, which is the digital lab. So the digital lab, how does it work? It has got 2 major aspects in the middle, as you can see. First is, it's got a sandbox environment, and quite a lot of our incumbents, whether you're talking about banks, insurers, brokers, fund managers, etc., they are looking for people to help solve their issues. And it is my job to help bring more people onto this particular platform on the right-hand side. And you folks will come and join. It's free. You sign up, and it literally takes half an hour or so to join. And then you can start playing around with Sandbox. Right now, we are running so many pilots in the Sandbox. But besides this, it's also a digital marketplace. It's literally a shop window so that you can use to showcase your various options and point them at it. And this is run by us. So you know that it's a regulatory run platform, and they would love to have you. So we would welcome you to sign up, and you can sign up today. Right. So some of the partners that we have got, as you can see, are the central bank, the commercial banks. There are technology firms. There's an accelerator. It's fully supported by us, and it's a great calling card. So check it out on the website or connect to me over LinkedIn, and I can send you more information on this. Okay, let's move on. So here are some lessons learned. As I said, we currently have got a very wide array of technology startups. I have issued about, if I'm not wrong, 310 tech startup licenses in a shade under 2 years. So a huge growth over here. Besides this, all these fintechs are over here. So these are some of the lessons learned when it comes to fintechs. Always remember that you are, at the end of the day, operating in a regulated jurisdiction. So you need something that is consistent, that is predictable. That's where the common law helps. You need a regulator who's doing progressive things and listens and can change regulations quite quickly. Your ease of doing business is important, right? You need a regulator who listens. We love to have our people reach out to us and say, if only you can help us doing that. And we welcome that. And then you need to think about the long term. You're not just doing a startup, you want it to become a unicorn. And you yourself want to set up a VC or become an angel. Think about it from a long-term perspective. Where will your family be? Where are you going to invest? That long-term vision is very important, and we encourage that to happen. I already talked about tax. Tax is a very, very important aspect. It's going to make a change to your business model. It's going to make a change to your customers, to your firm, and to yourself. We also have a Fintech association, and I would encourage you to join the Fintech association because there are quite a lot of initiatives we are running with them, whether you're talking about gender or sustainable finance, you're talking about payments, cryptos, huge kind of things. You need to control your costs. Patience. Patience is important. Network. And this is what my job is. We make sure that we bring the network to you, whether it's the investors or the buyers or other fintechs, so on and so forth. And finally, this is Abu Dhabi. We have some serious events over here and platforms where you can showcase. Fintech Abu Dhabi, SALT, the world's largest alternative asset piece, Abu Dhabi Sustainable Finance Forum, Hub 71 on their own events. We've got accelerator events, webinars. So this, in effect, to summarize, is a place where we welcome you to come here, utilize our funding and subsidies, grow the business, take it back to Africa. This is what we want. We want you to help grow Africa. What Abu Dhabi provides is the environment for you to grow. We encourage you to think about us to invest right back in Africa. So I'm now at the end. If you need any assistance, please feel free to email me, or you can connect to me over LinkedIn. And best of luck with your great business model. And thank you again for the organizers for inviting me. And I wish the conference goes off swimmingly. Thank you very much for your time.